as far as the NFL, they have certain they got certain position coaches that they like what they do with their guys. So that's why you'll see guys like Coach Cool putting a whole bunch of guys into the league. He's already got the respect from the NFL guys, the scouts. They'll go talk to him no matter what school he's at. Yeah. He went from Missouri to University of Miami. Now he's at Alabama. I mean, in all those years, it doesn't matter. He's going to get D linemen in because of his brand and how he coaches. And it's really about how your position coaches, and I didn't really know that.
How big was it to lose your defensive coordinator to Missouri State?
What'd you say? Coach Steckel?
Yep. How big was that for Mizzou?
When he moved? Yeah. He moved after I left.
But was that a big move? Was that big for Mizzou to lose him? I mean, not good. He was good.
Coach Pinkel, what he did was he brought his coaching staff in from Toledo, so they were all his guys anyway. So when he left, a lot of those guys went on their own separate ways. Some of them stayed, but a lot of them went on their own little separate ways. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say, I don't want to say it was a loss because we got Barry there. And Barry was a DC at Memphis, so he knows the defensive stuff pretty well, and he's pretty good at how to handle that. But Coach Steck was an intense guy, man. I like playing for him. He was rough.
Well,
he's an ex-military guy. He's an ex-Marine. So.
Well, he was a big reason I think Mizzou was successful during those years too. I mean, he was a good defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My first year I was there, Eberflus was the coordinator.
Okay.
My redshirt year, Eberflus was the coordinator. He's the coordinator. I don't know if you guys know, Matt Eberflus is the coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts right now.
Oh, wow.
And they literally run the same defense we ran at Missouri. So if you guys look at the Colts defense, that cover two, it's kind of soft. Pat Mahomes destroyed it in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's kind of what we played at Missouri.
Well, I'll tell you what, KC has not destroyed Indianapolis in years in the playoffs until this past year. So that's good. I mean, a lot of bad memories.
I'm gonna tell you this. I knew Pat Mahomes would do that to that defense before the game even. I knew a week before they played the Colts that Pat Mahomes would do that to that defense. Yeah. Hands down.
Especially, I'm sure you knew it well. And
I knew
he's going to know how to exploit it.
And I know I've seen how good Pat is, so that was just waiting to happen.
Yeah, for
sure. They couldn't do anything about that.
Hey, I'm born and bred in the great state of Kansas. How did you get out of Kansas and go to Missouri?
Man, Missouri wanted me. That's why Andy Hill recruited me, and me and Andrew Gatchkar, he went to Blue Valley West. We were like the two main guys that they came to Kansas and told me they wanted. But I don't know, man. KU with Mangino was there, so I had Clint Bowen. I had been talking to him, and I just think I went on my Mizzou visit. I like Missouri better. I kind of wanted to get out of Kansas, meet new people, get around, a little bit different culture, not go to the same school that everybody I went to high school with.
Does Trent ever talk about? I mean, does Coach Hill ever talk about his hometown of Trenton, Missouri much?
Oh, he always talks about it. He always talks about it. But yeah, I'm definitely glad I picked Mizzou. It was a great opportunity, great experience, and I learned a lot of good things socially too there. So.
You made Austin happy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something else we want to touch on is how important were academics in the recruiting process, and then also while you were at school.
Coming out of high school?
Yeah.
See, I didn't have a problem with academics. I mean, I never struggled with any type of academics. That was always kind of easy to me, but I was always taught, I was raised right, do my homework, do my tests, and I just looked up and I was in college playing football. I took my ACT, got a good score, but it is important because if you don't have it, that's just another way for them to make you go through other levels to get to where you need to get. But it's very important, man. Academics isn't really hard. You just got to be focused and do what you're supposed to do. Got to be disciplined.
I mean, I know, we talk to high school kids all the time about it. Hey, take care of your business in the classroom because if you're ineligible, it don't matter how good of an athlete you are.
Yeah, all it's going to do is hurt you. So
yeah. And I mean, if they don't understand, a lot of these college coaches, if they look at your GPA, and it's a 2.3, I mean, and you're a pretty good athlete at your high school, they probably have 50 more of you all over the country that have a better GPA.
Absolutely. People got to realize, too, man, I mean, you got to be smart to play at that level. You can't be stupid.
Yeah.
You cannot be stupid and play Division I football a lot of reps.
You've always heard, the dumb jokes about linemen. Linemen aren't. They're not
no
dumb.
football players dumb.
That is the beginning of the chess match, where the linemen line up. That's how the chess match begins, right?
The trenches,
right, Gary?
yeah.
You were a lineman, right?
The trenches.
That's what I coach, and I preach to the D lineman every day. You're going to win or lose this game for us.
Yep.
Based on what you do.
That's where it all starts, right on the line.
That's where it starts.
I tell my guys that daily, and just trying to get those guys coached up and block recognition, and hey, we got to defeat these blocks.
Well, you gotta protect me and the other quarterback in the room. Me and Austin, we're small, little guys. We're
but that's the beauty of football. Everybody's got a different job. Everybody's got a different physical job they have to do, but everybody's got a different mental job, and it all goes hand in hand. And that's what's so unique about football, because I mean, you go to where we were. I don't know how it is in other facilities, really, but I mean, we had classrooms. I mean, we were sitting watching film as if we were in a class with a professor. You know what I'm saying? So we had to take tests before, to know the game plan. Before our game, we had to take a test. They had to know if we knew our game plan. Things like that. You can't be stupid and play football. You have to be physical. You have to be tough. You have to be mentally strong, and you got to be smart.
Yeah,
street smart and brain smart.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to be physical. Yep. You can't be scared of nothing.
Yeah,
I heard Landry Shamet say football wasn't for me today.
Some people. I've seen people say, "Hey, this ain't for me."
Great athletes, but you got to have that mentality in your brain.
You do. We used to have so much fun banging, though. I liked hitting. It was just fun. It was fun. I can't believe it now. Looking back at it, I was kind of crazy, but it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was. You've talked a lot about your experience at MU. You said you really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. What's the biggest thing, I guess, you miss from that college experience now that you've been out for a few years and kind of in the coaching ranks?
Probably just my friends I played with, all my boys I played with. We grew up through that program together, so we kind of just went through a lot of workouts, high intensity. We did it all together, so that helped us build our relationships a little bit better. And I think I missed that, just hanging out with my guys. Everybody's older and doing their own thing now, so hanging out with my old teammates is probably what I missed the most. Definitely.
All right, one thing I want to ask about is how was Gary Pinkel like as a coach?
He was a good coach. He's really smart, but his position coaches were what made the whole thing run, and he basically just watched it from the top, made sure everything ran smooth.
Yeah, you take Snyder the same. I mean, that's what makes a great coach. I mean,
absolutely. And you go up through the rankings. I mean, what you do is you become a coach. He obviously, Coach Pinkel's coached before. He's played before.
Yeah.
So what happens in the coaching world is, eventually you start off doing this, and then you end up a position coach. Then you end up here as maybe a coordinator. Once you become the head coach, it's almost like, okay, I got to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, not to take away from the head coach's brains, but they're almost a talent scout when it comes to scouting coaches. I mean,
absolutely.
They have to go out and find the guys that they can trust to do the right thing. There's a lot of trust factor there, right?
That's facts. A lot of the best head coaches are the best at finding the right staff.
Yeah. The best
Bill Belichick
head coaches. Yeah, the best head coaches I've worked for hire the best assistants, and you've got to trust those guys to, hey, like when they tell me, for example, now at Shawnee Mission East, when Coach Hoover says, hey, I need you to coach the D-line, he trusts me to do what I need to do with them. And absolutely. He may say, hey, what do you plan to do today? Or, I might have that conversation with my coordinator more than the head coach, but still, when they're like, hey, what are you going to do today? And I'm like, hey, I'm going to do BVR. And they're like, okay, great.
Yeah, absolutely. Me being I'm the defensive coordinator at Shawnee Mission North now, so we always have to put something together before every practice plan, so we can actually get a schedule of what our kids need to do, what they need to work on every single day.
I don't know who I need to thank, but I covered the Kansas City Bulldogs last Saturday, and it was at Shawnee Mission North, which
district
air conditioned, press box, elevator up.
Yeah,
they said the field temp. I saw a field temp meter on the field 2 hours before the game. 150 degrees on that turf.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That's our home stadium, man. That feels
That's
crazy.
A nice stadium, I'm
there.
telling you.
Gets hot. It gets hot.
Yeah. Who are some of those teammates that you had at MU that you remember playing with and just guys you've kind of stayed in touch with over the years?
Oh, man.
I'm sure there's
everybody.
A ton of them.
My boy Derek Washington, Carl Geddes, J-Mac Spoon, Sean Witherspoon. Who else? Plenty of guys. Jasper Simmons, I remember being real close with him. Devion Moore.
Okay.
Trying to think. Who else? Man, we used to get in some fight. Me and TJ Moe got into some scuffles, a couple fights. TJ Moe is my guy.
Okay.
Who else, man? We had some tough cats. See, when I first got there, Mizzou offense was loaded, so it was like Tommy Saunders, Jared Perry, Denario Alexander, young Denario, young J-Mac.
Yeah.
Martin Rucker, Chase Kaufman, Tony Temple.
Martin T. Rucker,
yeah. I mean, that's we had 2 All-American tight ends, a whole bunch of good receivers, a running back that still has the Cotton Bowl record for rushing yards in a game, Tony Temple.
Yeah. Tony was a dude.
That was a year that was our national championship year.
Mm-hmm.
That we couldn't beat Oklahoma, and we ended up playing Arkansas in the Cotton Bowl. Instead of going to the Orange Bowl, they put KU in because Oklahoma beat us.
Let me ask you this. I'm pretty good friends with Martin T. He's been on our show before.
Yeah.
A great football player. His brother's really good player. Played for Carolina.
Absolutely, yep. Big rub.
If Martin T. wouldn't have got hurt, how great would he have been in the NFL?
He was freaking great. When I played with him, I know that much. He could have. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how great he'd be in the NFL because there's a lot of good tight ends.
Because he got hurt. I mean,
he did. He
spent a little time there. Do you remember Martin?
But
T.
at Mizzou,
Yeah.
at Mizzou, he was nobody was really messing with Martin Rucker. He was an All-American, him and Chase. So
yeah, for sure. So moving on from MU. How are things been at Shawnee Mission North this summer? How's summer work going?
It's been good. I'm liking how Zach Rampy's the head coach. So what he did was he constructed a whole off-season wage program, and it's not just for the football kids, but it's for everybody who's an athlete at the varsity program. So 6:30 all varsity athletes. Then freshmen at 9, all girls at 10, and we've been doing that every day for 6 weeks. And what we're starting to see is a lot of kids who have never had any type of weight training, seasonal type of, get up, weight program training or anything like that. They're starting to get in a routine and starting to come in and work out. And so I think that's good. We're starting to see some consistency there as far as being accountable and coming in and getting work done.
Yeah, this will be your second year over there at Shawnee Mission North. Before that, you were over at Shawnee Mission East. That's where we kind of worked together. So going into year 2 at North, kind of what's the biggest change? Because seeing you guys on film last year, it was a different Shawnee Mission North than I had seen in my three years before at Shawnee Mission East. And watching on film, I mean, we didn't play you guys, but I could tell there was a different attitude with the kids and coaches. And just kind of what are some things you're looking year 2? Kind of going in, what are some things you're looking to do?
To platoon a lot of the things that we were undisciplined on last year. What we want to do is we want to get more guys in the trenches so that we don't have to play guys both ways as much. I think that'll help. We had really good athletes last year, but they'd be tired by the third or fourth quarter because we didn't have enough depth.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been working on is depth, especially up front, defensive, offensive line. And skill guys, we got a lot of those guys coming back, so I think we'll be fine skill-wise. But it's just to teach them how to get better and just build confidence, Building confidence for these kids, that's really what we're trying to do. And then you can see them, it shows on the field when they play.
So absolutely.
That's what we're working on.
You can always see that confidence. And,
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. When they can stop thinking and just start reacting to the football, good things are going to happen on defense.
Oh, yeah. I love it, man. And being a defensive coordinator, it's great because I have to make a game plan every week, watch film, decide what I want to do, what I want to put in. And it was a great experience my first year. It was something that I was very, very excited to do. I was kind of nervous my first game, but as I got into the season, I figured out the art of it and, how to make calls with the flow of the game and, other good coordinators that I'm actually going against. So it was a good experience. I actually had a good time. I'm looking forward to it this year.
Good deal. Now we're going to move on. We're going to talk a little NBA.
Let's do it.
Somebody told me you're a Lakers guy.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Lakers this year?
Championship.
I hope so.
They need to win it. No, they need to win it. I'm saying this is championship or bust in my opinion right now, especially for LeBron. But that's coming from a Kobe guy who's seen Kobe win 5, so I don't know. I've seen 5 rings from Kobe Bryant my lifetime.
I mean, I tell people all the time.
LeBron got to get one.
I give him a lot of grief. You know, there's a big difference. The difference to me in your Jordan, your Kobe, and then now LeBron is I feel like Kobe and LeBron